Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our season 4. I think it's season 4. I cannot keep track of all the seasons that we have. A season 4 of Winning Mondays. And in this season, we are focusing the conversation on this shift or this concept shift. And it's all based on this book written by Gary Keller. And why we think there's a shift going on is because I believe that we're going to enter into a season of shift in the economy and in our market in real estate as well. And when the economy is impacted, real estate market will definitely be impacted. It is the economy that affects the real estate market, not the real estate market that affects the economy, right? Now, but while waiting for everyone to log in online, and thank you for joining us on Zoom and also on Facebook Live, I'm going to share a quick poll. I'm going to ask everyone a quick question. And today we are focusing a lot about shift tactic 8. What are the seller staging strategies? How do we stand out from our competition in terms of talking to sellers and staging our properties for the market? So I'm going to have two poll questions just to understand where you are all at and where are we at. So the first question is, do you think Matterport 3D virtual property tours are an effective marketing tool? Just answer yes, no, or what is a Matterport? Please answer one time only. And the second question is, have you tried our KW 360 Plus service? Right? Yes, no, or I'm using a different Matterport service. So please go ahead and help us answer the poll. It will help us to see where we are. Do you all know what is Matterport? Do you think Matterport is useful as an effective marketing tool? Quickly, please participate in our poll today. 2 questions. And those who are on Facebook Live, the first question is, do you think Matterport 3D virtual property tours are an effective marketing tool? Yes, no, or what is Matterport 3D? If you don't know what's Matterport, it's okay. I think it's okay if some of us don't know, because it's a journey that we're all going through together. And number 2, have you tried out our KW 360 Plus service? Yes or no? All right, I'm going to leave the poll here for the next 20 seconds. I want all of us to participate if we can, as we are entering this call here today or at Facebook Live. Do participate on these 2 questions. The first question is, do you think Matterport 3D virtual property tours are an effective marketing tool? Please answer one question only. One answer only, I'm sorry. And second question is, have you tried our KW 360 Plus service? Right. We have quite a bit of people here on this call. I would encourage everyone to participate so that we know only 63% have participated so far. So I would encourage, please participate in this poll right now. Do you think Matterport 360 3D virtual property tours are an effective marketing tool? Yes or no? And what is Matterport 3D? Okay. No right or wrong question answers. Is just a poll for us to see where we are. And number 2, have you tried our KW 360 Plus service? Right, so please participate. I wish to see more people participating. I'm going to give you another 10 seconds, right? Bonus 10 seconds, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to end the poll. Let's look at the poll here today. Can you all see my poll? Right, you can see our poll results. Over 76% of the participants of the poll agree that yes, Matterport 3D virtual property tours are an effective marketing tool. Over 29% are using 360 Plus. Interestingly, 68% of our participants here do not use 360 Plus, right? And some of you are using a different Matterport service. So thank you so much for participating in our, what do you call that, our poll here today. It's interesting that we are able to get this data from all of you as you are participating. Now, my goal here today in this series is to bring everyone to a center point of understanding what is a shift and how we navigate through this shift. I want to quickly start this morning. Hang on, give me a minute. Start this morning by really talking about what is a shift, right? What is really a shift? And in order for me to do that, I need to share my screen. Hang on, give me a minute. All right. You all see my screen right now? Right. So the shift is a seasonal cycle versus that there's an economic shift. And I believe we are going to enter into a very unprecedented economic shift in the market. And one of the shift there are a few factors, right? The political situation, the global situation. Don't know what's going to happen to our country in the next 6 to 18 months. And I think in the next 6 to 18 months is where we will be safe facing this shift, right? And the idea of shift is that there will be a drop of number of transactions, meaning there will be number of income of agents income will be affected. The own and it will rebound back. But the issue that we have is we will see a drop. And what was not very helpful is that we came out from a COVID-19 where there was already a drop. Now it's a double drop. So think of it as a double dip in the past 2 to 3 years, right? That's the situation that we are in. Now, what happens during a shift is there'll be lesser opportunities for agents. And it will mean that some agents will not make it in this shift. In any shift, some agents will be flushed out, right? Now, the idea is this. This is a way to look at how you look at your market, right? So your market is the location that you're focusing in, the place that you are selling your real estate, right? Maybe right now, before the shift, right? You're about 20% market share. Assuming today there are 100 transactions in your market, you are doing 20 of them, 80 is done by someone else. Fantastic. That's a great business to be in. Now, as the shift progresses, the market will reduce. And if we follow the volume of our changes, if we follow, assuming we dip from 100 transactions to 70 transactions, right? And we are only doing 20% of 70 transactions, which we are only doing 14 transactions. We're not doing 20 transactions. If you want to do 20 transactions, you got to win 35% of the market share. And you will come to a point when the market is dropping. So in order for you to maintain your market share, you need to be winning market share. Does that make sense? If you want to sustain very well in the next 18 months in this business of core real estate, the number one thing you must think about is to compete and win more market share. Meaning, right, suddenly there were 200 agents in the market and it used to be 100 transactions. But right now, in 200 agents, there's only 50 transactions. So the one that wins the market share is the one that will survive through the market share. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Right? If you understand what I'm trying to say, please press 3. If you understand what I'm trying to say, please press 3 on the chat box. Right? So you got to find a way to win the market share, right? Because, and this is the beautiful part of winning market share, because what will happen is that when the market recovers, when you begin to build market share, you actually increase your volume. Because what you used to do, 50% market share, when the market comes back to 100 transactions, there is a high chance that you'll be maintaining 50 transactions, maybe 50% of the market share, because you were there, you sustain longer, and you managed to get people's mind share. Now, that's the idea of why market share is very critical in this season. So what is important in a time of market share? There's one word I want to share with you, one word. If you've not learned anything the whole day today, that one word that I want to impress upon you and you remember this, that word is called competition. In order for you to sustain in a shift and win market share, you must compete. What is the definition of competition then? Now, I couldn't think of a better example than yesterday's badminton match. How many of you watched the World Championship men's doubles yesterday? If you did, tell me what happened. Okay, for those, let me just test. Number one, I want to test whether you're Malaysian or not. Number two, I want to see whether you're going to watch the badminton match or not. So tell me what happened in the chat box. What happened in yesterday's finals of the World Badminton Federation World Championship finals for men's double? What happened, guys? What happened? Anyone? Finally, someone said, Nicholas said finally. What does that mean? What happened? Right? We won the men's doubles gold. But look at the journey, right? And you will study that the pathway of these doubles that we have, Aaron and the guy, I forgot his name. They did not win any major tournament for the past few years, not many major tournaments, right? And their first ever Malaysian doubles to beat a three-time world champion, back-to-back world champions in Indonesia, from Indonesia, right? And they fought very hard. I would imagine they train very hard. I would imagine they fight very hard. I would imagine that they were doing a lot of maneuvers. I saw some of the snippets. I didn't watch the whole match, but I saw all their rallies. I saw some of the good rallies, the way they returned, they defended and they attacked. They were trying many new things. Some of the things that they did was to put pressure very fast, put a lot of pressure, right? And they compete, meaning they put pressure on their competitor. How many of you saw they were putting pressure on the Indonesian pair? They were challenging them all the time. They were aggressive. So in order for you to win market share in competition, number one, you must think about how to win. You must have the winning mentality, meaning you must be willing to do more than what other people are not willing to do. Because a lot of times I see agents talking to me, they say, John, tell me what is that one thing. If I just do this one thing, everything will be okay. If I want to do less, I want to make sure whatever I do have no failure. How many of you saw that badminton players, 2 players of them yesterday, they had some mistakes. They make some mistakes. How many saw they make mistakes? How many saw they were stretching and jumping and diving and stretching their whole body out, maximizing whatever they have? That is how you win a competition, guys. That is how you have that mentality and that mindset to go out there and fight for that market share. Now, I put that perspective back into our real estate business, is how much are you willing to do to win the owner's business and the buyer's business? Ask yourself this question: how much are you willing to do? Right? So that's the mindset of shift. In order for you to win the market share, you must compete. And the idea of competition is you've got to put in more effort than everyone else. You got to do things that is outstanding. You got to stand out from your competition. And today our conversation is focusing on how you communicate with sellers, how you stage the property, and how you propose to sellers. What are some of the things that you can do to stand out from your competition? Meaning, right, you must go and look at your market, right, and ask yourself this question: how can I do more, or how can I do something better that will put me ahead of my competition in the market that I'm serving today? Now, in order for us to have this perspective today, I hope this will give you a set the right tone for us to have this conversation. But in order for us to set this perspective right, I want to invite 3 of our guests. We have 3 of our guests, and also happen to be all of them are from Market Center 1. First up, we have Waqi. Welcome, Waqi. Are you there on the call? If virtual support, can you please put it on the screen so that I can see them side by side with me? Mohd Waqiyuddin from Market Center 1, and then we have Joanne Ong and Jonathan Kuek, right? Okay, Joanne Ong and Jonathan Kuek from Market Center 1 as well. So I want to start the conversation by just quickly going around and asking all of you to introduce yourself and share with us what is your business and which area are you focusing on. Maybe I'll start with Waqi first. Waqi, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Waqi. I am focusing on the Putrajaya, Cyberjaya, and Sepang. Basically, this is the place that I have been focusing since 2015.
Right. So for 2015, you're in this market in Cyberjaya, Putrajaya, Sepang, and the southern side of the Klang Valley, the southern corridor of Klang Valley. Thank you so much, Waqi. John, you want to share a little bit about what you do and all that?
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Kuek. Joanne and I are a business partner. We focus on OUG area, Cheras, and we also have division team leaders at Desa Park City. So we are focusing on these 3 areas, mainly focusing on landed property, but we are thinking to expand to condo if we have enough team members.
Right, thank you for sharing, John. Joanne, how about you, Joanne? Just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so John and I, we have our team called J. We're aspiring to be a mega team in Malaysia. And right now we have 7 people in our team. And we do hope to expand further so that we can win the market, like what John Lee says.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Joanne, I'm going to start with you right now, Joanne. Tell us a bit about your business. How are you winning, and does your volume, your business look like right now?
Okay, in terms of transaction volume, I think John would probably be the better person to share.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the whole business transactions since beginning of this year, we've done about 27 transactions, including rental. And the total gross commission income, we are looking at about 350,000.
Right.
And the sales volume, we are looking at about 18 to 19 million.
Right. So you're doing
That's
about
what we're
19 million sales volume. This is a new fresh business model that you just started this year.
Yeah.
After 8 months, that's your numbers. Thank you for sharing that.
That's
Right. And probably I'll ask Joanne and Jonathan the same question, and I'll ask Waqi as well. But I'll start with Jonathan and Joanne. Tell us, how are you all preparing for this coming market shift? This shift in the market right now.
Okay, so what we need to do is we are working very hard on our listing presentation. So it's basically all of our agents have to present in a very professional way, in a very strategic, systematic way of how we want to carry ourselves as our agent. So we want to win in the listing side. So 3% exclusive, it's our strategy at the moment. And so that's the sale part. So for the rental part, it's basically focused a lot on Desa Park City. So we have Jessie, who is our area team lead in that market. So right now, how do we prepare our shift? It's listing presentation. The second thing, it's the value added services. So we give a lot of value to our clients without charging them extra. So this is our offering basically.
Can you give some examples about what you mean by giving more value?
Okay, so like KW360 is one of it. So we will offer that to all our sellers, and there is no additional charges on their part. And we also do a professional video tour. And basically every marketing cost incurred before the sale happened, it will be absorbed by us. The only thing that we want from them, it's a 3% and an exclusive commitment.
Right. So that's the way you go into to pitch and can you share with us in terms of percentage of transaction that you are doing right now, how many of them are 3%, how many of them are exclusive right now?
Honestly, our exclusive conversion is pretty high. I think out of 10 listing appointment, we probably get 7 exclusive listings.
Right.
So it's 70%. In terms of sold rate, those that are priced right, we got it sold all within less than 5 months, I would say.
Less than 5 months. And how many of these you are able to ask for 3% and get 3%?
Most of it actually is about 70 to 80%.
70 to 80%. So guys, I want you to hear this from these two of them, right? 70, 80% of their listings right now are exclusive for those that they want to work on. Yes. And 70, 80% are getting 3%. Yeah. And there's a 5 months turnaround time for them to dispose the unit for that client. Is that right? Do I get the facts correct?
Yes, wow. Correct.
That's very interesting. What's in your mindset when you approach the market right now? How do you think about approaching the market, even though we are going through potentially a shift as it comes along? How do you guys approach your mind? What's the mindset there that you all have?
John, will share.
I think when the market is shifting right now, one of the best way is to have a team-based model. Mm-hmm. Right? I think a team-based model which creates a lot of values to the market. If you're solo, I think number one, you're unable to respond it fast. I think number two, if you're in team-based model, you can work together and you can delegate the job. And with a team-based model, you gain market share faster than a solo agent.
Right.
So because OUG is a new area that we just went in, the number one thing the first 2 months is to gain as many market share as possible in that location. And if I'm alone, I will be very tough. By just calling the numbers, it will take me 1 week. By just attending the viewing appointment, I already 80% of the energy gone.
Right.
So team-based model is important when you want to gain the market share in whatever location that you are in.
So what I'm hearing from you, John, is that the mindset of sharing, the mindset of leveraging on others, and working in a solid, fundamental team environment would help you to gain market share faster. That's your mindset. How can I share the pie and build a team around it and build a system around it? Thank you so much for sharing, John and Joanne. Waqi, I'm going to go to you, Waqi, and I know you're a solo agent. Can you tell us what are you thinking about and preparing for the coming market shift that you are having, and what's your mindset like? You're muted, Maki.
Basically,
Go ahead.
hello. Hi.
No, go ahead.
Basically, I am the same with John and Annie. Basically, I'm focusing on getting as much as I can the listings. The listing that we can get that's exclusive and we can get at 3%. But in terms of that, I'm trying my best to get a very good listing, meaning the listing which does not charge or put higher price. So basically, before I take any listing, I will use the data labs as well as I check with the bankers in terms of the pricing. So once I get the property or listing which putting the better price, then I will put my effort to get 3% and any.
Right.
Below then, if let's say that listing is selling a little bit higher than the market value, I will offer him some advice, meaning before I take that listing, I will update. This is the price. This is the current market
Right.
value. Then if they are happy with my presentation, then I will ask them whether they can consider to put better price. So from there, I take most of my listing is exclusive. Most of my rental, I can say nearly like 90% is exclusive. And then in terms of sub-sale, it's mostly is like 50%. The rest of 50%, I tell them I will take ad hoc, but for period of 3 months, I will give them some details, and I also offer them the 300.
Right. Waki, I think something is wrong with your microphone
This
because
is-
there's a delay as you speak. It doesn't like it's kind of like you are delayed and the voice come out later and it's cut off. Maybe you have to check your microphone a little bit, see how you can adjust that microphone. Not sure what's happening, but your microphone is not
Okay.
100% working. But thank you for sharing. What I'm gathering for you, Waki, as you're fixing the microphone, looking at the microphone, right? It's basically you are very clear that you want to work on listing that works. You want to have control over the listing. You're thinking about how to get exclusive and get 3%, and that's majority of your listings are sold because it's 3% and exclusive, and that's your focus. And one of the common themes I see from all three of them here today is that the mindset in this shift is how can I find motivated buyers, motivated sellers in the market first, because that's the first battle to win, right? Once you win by having the most motivated sellers, the likelihood of you sustaining in this shift and market share to bring the right buyers to you is there because most buyers are attracted to listing that is priced correctly. Yes. Waqi, you back? Your microphone okay, Eddie?
Okay. I think that there is a problem here. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit delayed. It's a bit better now.
All right.
Now I'm going to go on to the next question. Today we're going to talk about staging, right? How important is staging the property for you all? So I'm going to start with Joanne and John first. Well, how important is property staging for you guys, and what you all think in presenting to the owners?
Okay, so property staging, if we talk about physical staging in Malaysia, it's still not very common, I would say. I am still trying to find vendors who are able to collaborate with us to do physical staging. What I've done before is, because physical staging is very costly, instead of doing that, I chose to do virtual staging. So that's where I get a third party to come and design. So it's like a rendering, 3D rendering design, to showcase the USP of the property, to just give certain imagination and tips to the buyers that how this place could look like. So, and I feel that it is very, the buyers feel impressive when they have that kind of services that's offered by us, and they can also make a decision faster when they can imagine, you know, how the place would look like after they buy it. So I think it's pretty important. And I don't know, maybe Johnny, you can tell us that is it possible that we will have a certain collaboration to do physical staging?
Yes, thank you for putting me on the spot. But yes, there are some people that has been talking to us about these services. We are trying to explore that part because I think when the property is staged correctly, I always remember my experience as a buyer. I remember many years ago, about I think 12 years ago, I bought one property because my mother-in-law and my father-in-law passed away, and preparing for my mother-in-law to live with me, I need to stay in a bigger house, right? And I went and looked at this property that is for sale in the market for 5 years, couldn't sell. As I walk into this property, the agent told me it's for here for 5 years, market value 1.7, owners asking 1.3. When I walked in, I imagine myself as a buyer. I think I'm a more sophisticated buyer. I kind of understand the market very well. But most buyers, when they look at ugly house, they walk away. Because the idea of fixing the whole house becomes a very major pain point. Most buyers are not equipped to understand how to fix up houses. You all agree? I think most buyers don't like that. Sometimes the leaking problem is a 10,000 ringgit problem that can be solved, but it becomes like a $5 million problem for us, right? And that's generally how buyers behave. And I remember telling the agent, wow, if I walk into this house, it's so ugly, my grandmother won't even buy it. And it's true. And I immediately offer her one, I think 950,000. I walk in, I saw the value of the property. I understand how to do it up nicely because I understand the market. But I know most buyers couldn't even bother to offer the property. So I offered 950. Eventually, I bought the property at 1 million.
Wow. For
a market value of 1.7, 1.8 million. Fast forward, I decorated it. I sold this house about 4 years ago for 1.78 million. But people like me are not the majority. Majority of the people want to buy a house without any thinking, any thoughts, and say that this is something that I can move in tomorrow. Bare minimum cost of front, minimum hassle. Would you all agree that that's the majority of the market right now? You all agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's important to think about how do we stage this? How do we consider staging? Waqi, how about you? What do you think about staging properties?
Staging basically in the southern, in Putrajaya or Jaya, we have less demand for it. But in terms of buyers now, or people who want to rent, they like the house to be, basically they can come in with bags or something like just a bag or basic stuff. So for the people who are buying like some midi bungalow, they prefer to have house to be ready with certain design. So I'm expecting in the next 5 years, we should have more of the house can be ready for them to move in.
Right.
So that's how the next 5 years.
Right. So buyers are expecting to see the real. They want to see as real as they can the opportunity and the space and the way to utilize it and how they imagine the house to be. And one of the challenges I always think is that as a buyer today, I don't know if you all agree with me that I can, after one viewing, it's not sufficient for me to understand and know the whole house, right? How do we then create an opportunity for the buyers to be able to explore the house as much as they can virtually, right? And that's when we have this opportunity when we collaborated and we hear most agents saying that, hey, we want this Matterport 360 services. And that's how we actually came with this solution with our partner 8Prop to deliver 360 plus or 360 Matterport immersive tour content, where all of us who are in KW Malaysia can go to KW360plus.com. If you are virtual support, if you just quickly add that into the chat box, KW360plus.com, where people can sign up and understand how to get someone to help you create Matterport solutions, right, for your business. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I saw Matterport a couple of years ago, I felt that this was a very, very highly competitive opportunities tool for us to be competing with our market. And looking at today's, even in our poll today, a lot of people still don't really understand what is Matterport. So maybe I will start the conversation with Joanne and also with John. What is Matterport to you guys? What do you all see Matterport as part of the staging experience? How does it work for you guys?
I think for us, especially for agents, right, it's a game changer because it saves so much of our time. I mean, apart from giving value to the buyer and seller, from agents' perspective, it already saves us a lot of time because we get to show the property without a physical appointment. So basically, we just send the link over and then they will have basically the whole tour of the house virtually. And we can just basically do the need analysis through the virtual tour link. And I think that is already very good. So when they are very keen, they want to take the next step and they come to make an appointment for a physical viewing, it's as good as a second viewing. So we know that the chances of closing the deal, it's a lot higher already. And we already know what kind of questions we need to ask the buyer when we meet face to face, because the whatever preliminary questions, know your client thing has already been done virtually.
Right.
So for us as agent, saves so much time, so much energy, petrol, money, toll, and to get to the stage of physical viewing, you already know you are not wasting your time. It's so much more intentional, more productive at the physical viewing.
Right.
So yeah.
How many virtual viewings are you having? Like, do you have virtual viewings as a first point of contact first before going to physical viewing? Is that what you're doing right now?
Yes. So for all our listings, regardless of exclusive or general listings, 360, it's a must, right? Provided the seller doesn't feel comfortable in doing that. So
Right.
if they want to maintain certain privacy and whatnot, we respect that. But all our listings, regardless of general or exclusive, we absorb the cost. We think that 110 to do this save us so much more money and time. So
Right.
we don't differentiate exclusive only. We only do for exclusive. General we don't do. No, I think for every listings that we have, we do that.
Why do you do this? Why do you take that approach? For every listing I have, I must have a 360 virtual walkthrough. Why do you do that?
Number one, it creates a wow factor to our seller and buyer. Like even for general listing, when we offer this, the seller was like, wow, you all are doing this, it's so high tech. I'm so impressed. It's my first time an agent approached me with this solution. And then we start nurture the relationship to hopefully convert from general to exclusive. So that's one of the reasons. Second reason for buyer, it's I understand as sub-sale agent, we are very afraid of being undercut by other agents or even by buyers themselves to go directly. So we would not reveal the street name, the numbers. We're all very careful of that. But we realize that buyers nowadays, they are just very straightforward. They just want information right now. And if you can't reveal certain information about the property, they will just select another agent to work with. So
Right.
instead of worrying so much of the undercutting and whatnot, we'd rather be transparent and be straightforward that, hey, this is the house. This is how it looks like. You can view it virtually right now. So work with us. I think for that part, we already solved. I think it's more direct, and we just want to save time, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can imagine the script. If I'm a client and I call you and I say, hey, can you tell me more about this property?
Yeah.
And I would imagine you saying, no, Mr. Tai, you know what? Are you free for a quick Zoom call right now?
Yeah.
Can I jump into the Zoom call? I want to show you the virtual walkthrough of the whole house right now. Would you be okay? And by the way, I got a few more to show you online first, so that it will help you sift through what's in the market that is suitable for you, so that you save your time, right? And of course, with COVID and all that, is another plus point where we are minimizing physical contact with people. Would you be okay? When you do that, right, Joanne, how many times people say no to that?
No, none, hardly. I have never gotten a no lah.
Right. Because a guy who's going to do research about the property is going to see the pictures online anyway.
Yeah.
And if you're going to tell him today, you know what, this whole 3 streets, I have all the listings with virtual tour. Can you give me 20 minutes of your time on your lunchtime? I'm going to show you right now. What would happen? I imagine they will stop calling someone else.
Yeah.
Right. Is that how, and how many of these kind of virtual appointments do you all have on a weekly basis?
I think right now we don't do the virtual appointment per se. So everything is done by WhatsApp. So definitely something that we want to work through is the Zoom appointment. So we will work through WhatsApp first to pre-qualify them, and then we will move to a Zoom if it's necessary. Otherwise, we will immediately just set, okay, now you have looked through the virtual tour. Are you interested to come to take a look physically at this house? So then we would move on to setting the appointment.
Yeah.
So in terms of the links, virtual 360 tour link that we send out is pretty much on a daily basis that we send out. Whoever that inquire the property immediately will ask certain questions, and then we will send them the tour, and then we will set an appointment. So our goal is ultimately to set a physical appointment with the buyer.
But you are sending them all the listings that you have on
whatever information we have. We are very transparent. We don't hide anything, because no matter what, they're probably going to call another agent. So we might as well be the agent that give them everything they want.
And the smart thing is 80% of your listings are exclusive.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
So hence that minimizes the
risk.
And also buyers will think that you are serious because you can get exclusive.
Yeah.
Right. So that's important, guys. You are picking up something from there right now. And Joanne and John, can someone share a sample of a 360 tour that you are using right now? Just give us a sample of one of the listings that you're using right now.
Okay, so this is a 2.5-story semi-D in Damansara Heights. So as you can see, it's a vacant property. There's no furniture. We usually send this out. And the other benefit about sending this out is we are also able to work with co-agent very easily. So we will just send this to the co-agent and say, why not you filter out your client? And then they will say, oh, because your number is there and whatnot. I said, don't worry, we will not undercut you. We'll always do it properly. If you do this to your buyer, the buyer will also appreciate it. So that's how we also build relationship with co-agent, and the co-agent is also impressed that, hey, you guys have everything already. I might as well work with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because you have the listing, you've got the tools, and you've got the resources to support the business with the buyers, right? Can you share with us how much trouble or how much work you have to do to get this 360 out?
No trouble at all, because we don't have to do the legwork. Basically, 8 props guy will actually come. We will just schedule the scan online, and then the guy will just appear at the appointed time and venue, and then you just basically be there to facilitate. And that is also a time where we build relationship with our sellers. So it's basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. One guy is doing all the scanning, then we will just talk to the seller, and just build and nurture the relationship. Yeah. Right.
And at the same time, all this website, and also they give you a website link, they give you the pictures that's being done as well. All this is done within 24 hours, sent to you on the email, and now you can start using it with your collaterals, your contact number inside there. Very simple. So for 110 ringgit, do you think it's something that's value to you guys?
Yeah, very
definitely.
Right. Okay, cool. Waqi, how about you? How is your experience like using KW60, and how do you use it in your business?
Okay, so basically everything that Joanne shared just now is what I have been doing. There is no problem in using 360. A lot of my owners, they like them. Okay,
Right.
let me share you how I use it. Okay, basically when we bought the 360 plus, you will get the pictures, the 3D, as well as the math report. So all these things comes like this. Okay, there are photos, 3D, as well as the Metapod. So
Right.
this is the 3D. So they put everything from the so they can put everything from the living room, dining, and view my bedroom website.
Right.
So in that sense, people who view my website, they can see this. You
Right.
can see this. So, sure. And this is how, if people want to see the 360.
Right. Right. So what happens is you use it to embed in your portals, right? So that when you send out the listing of that particular listing from the portal,
That is number one.
all
So,
these things, yeah.
okay, the first thing I did is I send them WhatsApp. For example, I show you here.
Yeah, Waki, I think your mic is gone. Like we lost your voice already. Yeah, I can't hear you anymore.
Okay, the first thing I did is I send them WhatsApp. For example, I show you here. Hello, testing.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. First thing I will send them WhatsApp. For example, Putrajaya.
Right.
Okay. This is the kind of. So
Right.
this is how I send them WhatsApp. So if they see this link, the link will be open direct to this page.
Right.
So basically, they have the most of my target is to get as much as listing that I can put everything inside the database. So, okay, so this is how 360 and 360 for both. I also put the property transaction. Basically, I try to give everything, meaning there is no hiding, there is no like behind belakang. No, everything what they need, just pass them. So when they have all the data, so they see that my commitment. So that's why I can build the database. Like for example, this one up to now for one building, I built database.
Wow. You have all the owner contacts, all this in the proper database system.
The database like this.
Right. The information about all the units. Right. Wow. So cool. Thank you for sharing, Waqi.
Okay. So this kind of database, I have been using it. Yeah. Basically, if let's say if for one whole building, there are about 800 houses. So if I can manage like 20%, so that market share is like totally like something that people most of my friends who want to to
Sorry, Waqi, we lost you already. We cannot hear your
OA,
mic.
they all just send me WhatsApp and I share them
Right.
the link.
Right. So
So
I'm hearing.
most of my like
Right. All the information.
okay.
Right. Sorry, Waqi, I cannot hear you because of your
Okay,
mic.
and so this is how I manage the my
Right.
listing.
Ah.
So basically, more of my focus is to get the listing. Okay. Most of my listing is exclusive, and I try my best to focus on the listing. Most of my buyers or tenant, they come from the referral or from a agent. So that's how I try to reduce my time to work on the prospect. But basically, most of my pelanggan, they once they text me, the first thing is I try to get them to share their profile, and directly after that, I will give them all the details. And when I share the 360, they see that and they said, okay, please give me time to check. And normally, most of my rental, which I use this, it takes me about 2 to 7 days to get the tenant. And most of my closing just take like 1 day. They come, they see the house, and they will give the penny. Confirmation. And most of my viewing, I try to limit like 10 to 15 minutes. So basically, when there is three, 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . leasehold, I can just give them that link. They check everything. So once they come, it's more of like they are just confirming that house.
Right.
So that's how it helps.
Right. So what I'm hearing from you, Waqi,
Lot.
is that you send a lot of preparation work, right? You send out all this information to people. And
So for the what kind of properties?
Sorry, we have an issue with the internet. I think your voice is delayed. I'll try my very, very best to navigate through this situation here. This is an internet issue. But what I'm hearing from Waqi and try to piece it together for everyone is he prepares a lot of resources and materials to be transparent with the client. He shows that he has value, information, and content that will help clients make decisions. Right. So in his mindset, I can believe, if I'm reading him correctly, his mindset is I want to be the resource center for my clients so that when they look at my information, it's helping them to make decisions. You're creating value first, right, to the clients so that they will look at the information and go through all these details. And then when they come and see the property, they were more or less deciding already because he has offered so much value and so much listings opportunity and also so much information about the listings and all that for them to see that which is the better choice for them. So in other words, it's actually helping him save a lot of time and he get to serve more clients. Right, that's what I'm hearing right now from him, from Waqi, right? Thank you so much for sharing, Waqi. Sorry, did I miss out anything? You want to share something else? Okay, very challenging. I cannot hear what you're talking about. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Yes, that's right. So basically, most of my I target more on the property project. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you in terms of the I try to do property in terms of one using the based on types. There are property that that we can say based on sizing or based on the actually or so let's say for this building they have like this is the partially. So when there is a prospect looking for the house, for example, if they are looking for rental, so we share this so they can see, oh, this is the size, this is the house that whether they want to get the partially furnished or they can decide to get with the furnishing. Sometimes one building you can take let's say if that building got two type, meaning the 1000 size and 1002.
Right.
If you can get one partially house and one more is semi, you can use that to share, at least give the prospect this is the kind of house lah that they are.
Right. Sorry, Waqi, your voice is really
for the landed.
Okay, sorry, I got to
Depends
stop you for
on
a while.
project. If project they have a
Right, Waqi, I apologize. I have to stop you for a while because your voice is losing and we are not able to understand what you're communicating. But we will come back to you next round because I think there's something wrong with your microphone. So I can't give the best experience to everyone here. So just hang on for a while there. I will talk to Joanne and John a little bit and then we'll probably close the session off already. How many of you are learning something from Waqi, John, and Joanne right now? Even though we're having some challenges, but how many of you can imagine some things? If you're learning something, please put some of your ahas on the chat box. If you can put some of your ahas on the chat box, what are some of the things that you are learning right now, despite the challenges that we are seeing in terms of the what do you call that? The internet connection just now. Anyone got any ahas? Put that in the ahas, please, so that we can see how you all are learning something. Great value to client leads to exclusive listing. Absolutely right. I want to ask Joanne and John Kuek this couple of last 2 questions, right? When you look at your budget, right? Like some of us start have this mindset, right? Oh, I want to only spend money when someone is committed to me. So for example, like what you say, Joanne, I don't care whether it's open exclusive or whether it's open listing. I want to do it first to show value. How do you all think about the cost of running Matterport or 360 plus from a budget standpoint? What do you all think about that? John or Joanne?
I go
Yeah,
to
JK. Yeah.
No, when it comes to budget, I think it is very important you set every budget for the listing. I give the example that you get an exclusive listing and we are responsible to do a good marketing to help the seller to dispose the property. That is exactly why they appoint you as exclusive agent. So if we get exclusive and we are not willing to spend money to market for them, we are doing a disservice to our client. So,
Right.
So I will always think if your property is 1 million and the commission is 3%, it's 30,000, right? Take 10% as a minimum 10% as a marketing cost. So meaning to say you have 3,000 to play around. So what is 110 versus 3,000? So you have that budget to play around. You can do a videos, I don't know how much the video costs, 600, 700. You can do a 360 scan. You can launch KW campaign. And all the grade A listings should be disposed within 90 days, which is 3 months. Right. And if you have a lot of listing that takes more than 3 months or take 6 months or 1 year to dispose, right? Your business has got a big problem. You definitely have to got a cash flow problem. So whatever listing that you get, make sure you have enough grade A listing that can be transacted within 3 months. Then what about the grade B and grade C? Don't neglect them. Don't push them away. Nurture them to grade A. So most of the property that we have, I think 90% or 95% of the property is transacted. It's all grade A listing being transacted when we price correctly. So the pricing, the property plus creative marketing activities will make a huge difference in your business.
Right. Thank you for sharing. Joanne, what about you? What do you think?
I think from budget point, it's a no-brainer. 110, it's really very, very, very cheap because Matterport alone, if you subscribe it and a standalone without KW 360 plus, I think it's about 1,000 plus, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I paid for it. And you have to do it manually. So this is the part that you already save on labor work, you save on time, you save on buying equipment, you save on subscribing to software. All these counts with 110 per listing, it's super worth it. It's a no-brainer to just spend on it, save your time, save your energy, use that time to lead gen is better than go and take photos and scan by yourself. Yeah.
Right. So outsource to people to do it. Don't be. I see so many people try to be the best cameraman, best camera woman.
Yeah.
Go for all these courses and buy all these cameras and all that. Yeah, it used to be like that because you got no solution. But today, with 360 plus, not only you get the 360 shots, you also get the pictures that comes with it. And you saw Waqi just shared how his listing portal now is so nicely populated with good content of pictures and videos because it's all preset for him already. He needs to embed everything and it all be added to the portal just with a click of a button. So saves you a lot of time, and time is actually money. So I'm hearing that money is a big savings for some of you because you feel that is actually something that will help you in your business. One last question to John and Joanne. When you go out to the market with this kind of solution, to the sellers. What is the difference? What was it different compared to before you have all these solutions?
I think the biggest difference is we stand out from the other agent, and we do care for them. So it's like we're not just selling a product, we're just selling the house, but it's like we're actually standing in their shoes as a seller, and we just want to help them to showcase their property the best possible way and to sell it in the quickest time. So I think that is the difference before and now, when we have all these solutions, and it's a proven thing. It's like we tell them it's proven that open house generate leads and is able to get your house sold. 360 scan is able to save your time and hassle, and to also respect your privacy. And then the seller will actually buy it. So we have a story where we have a client. This is a general listing. The client has a dementia and Parkinson husband, where she is already for 13 years taking care of him. And when we offer this solution to her, that hey, we have this 360 scan, and it will save you a lot of hassle to show customers, and also to prevent contamination and with the COVID and virus, because the husband is very, very weak, and the husband has that dementia. So whoever that comes to their house, right, the husband will scold them first. So we're trying to avoid that for our buyers, right? And she was so impressed, and she was like, wow, I didn't know that you can show houses like that. And it's like we truly care for them lah. Yeah, I think that part is something we find it very rewarding as agent to hear those remarks.
Right. And to me, I think today, in today's market, I don't know all three of you agree with me, that doing a 360 megapixel shot, it's a minimum standard. Yeah, I think it's a minimum, because if you're still having this argument and thinking, oh, should I not do, and all that, guess what's going to happen? Someone else is going to do it, it's not you. Your competitor is going to do it first, and you're going to miss out, right? So my suggestion is to think of this as a minimum standard. A minimum standard that you should adopt in your business, that X number of percentage of my listings should have 360 solution. You should have Matterport shots for at least the majority of the listings that you have right now, so that you can start. Can you imagine if you use KW Activate and send out all these links to all your database every time you got a new listing coming out, right? What would that look like for you? I think the value of sending it to your database of all your buyers and sellers is more valuable than you calling everyone right now, because you are showing them something, you're giving them something, right? So that's, to me, is the minimum standard. Okay, thank you so much, Waqi, Jonathan, and Joanne, for sharing. Just give me a few minutes as I go some major announcements. I want to just, before giving you all some last thoughts, some last encouragement to our agents, can I have the announcements up, please? Right. As next week, we are going to talk about budgeting, right? We're going to talk about budgeting. How do we expense management? How do we do expense management in a simplified way? So I will be talking with George Tan, our team leader in Market Center 2, to go through expenses in terms of how we can use expenses, or how can we work on expenses in our business, which I think to prepare ourselves for the shift market. Next slide, please. Okay, database bootcamp is on the 6th of September. Now, you have not joined this bootcamp, I highly encourage you. I think you're about 40-50% full right now in terms of the head count for the database bootcamp. The early bird is already done now. We are at $279 per person for a full day event with all meals included, breakfast, lunch, and tea, I think is included at Lam Meridian PJ. I will highly recommend all of you to join this bootcamp, because I think it is a very, very powerful session to help you restart and reset your database, right? So please join this bootcamp if you have not, and it's open to guests. If you're a guest here, not from KW, please do sign up. We welcome you to join this bootcamp. Next slide, please. Now we're going to have a special offer. Q360 Plus is a website that you can go out there and click on that website and sign up and book a schedule, a session to. Someone will then come to your listing at the scheduled time to do the shot for you, and within 24 hours after the shot, you will receive all your files via email, right? We're going to have a Merdeka package for everyone right now. Next slide, please. Right, in conjunction with Merdeka, and because our doubles won the World Championship yesterday, so doubles means 2 lah, right? So if you buy 10 scans up front, I'm going to give you 2 free scans. right? If you buy 10 scans upfront, we're going to give you 2 free scans. It's only valid until 4th of September, 11:59 p.m. For the next, I don't know, 6 days, 7 days, 5 days, 7 days. And the next 7 days, I believe it's a 7-day promo that we are doing. How do you redeem? Go to KW360plus.com, order 12 scans, key in the promo code 10FREE2. Pay for 10 scans only, and you will get 12 scans in total, meaning you will get about 90 ringgit per scan. So if you are contemplating right now, you're thinking hard about it, I challenge you, don't think. Sign up for this package deal right now. It's a no-brainer. It's a great value to offer. And trust me, when you have scans, sending out to your database becomes so much more easier value. So 10 scans get free, 2 free. Now, unfortunately, this is only for Keller Williams agents. If you're a Keller Williams agent, you will be entitled for this Merdeka promo. 10 scans get free too. I hope Joanne, John, and Waqi will buy, because I think they will definitely, because they're already using it anyway, right? Can you buy 50? Yes, you can buy 50 and you will get 2 times 5 lah. So you will get 10. So you buy 50, you will get 10 free. Correct? I think it's correct lah. Buy 10, then buy 100 better, right? So no expiry, no. But you have to book it. You have to buy this by the 4th of September. So please buy it right now. No expiry. You're going to buy it right now and use it, right? So you can choose to use it later, but buy in bulk so that you can enjoy that free 2 scans, right? So next slide, please. Right. Again, we are talking to our consumers right now. Some of our value stories are really about 360 plus, about how to help people see virtual properties at their home, at the leisure. So please do share our value stories out. Next slide, please. Right. We are also going to have touch points. Our new touch points are loaded. I think we have pre-loaded our touch point for Merdeka Day. So please download it from Workplace. And then you are able to share our Merdeka or National Day touch points with your clients, right? Okay, a quick one. Waqi, what is your last advice to people? Short sentence from you, because I think your mic a bit challenging. So give us a short sentence. What's the advice you have for our agents here today that's listening? Right. I can't hear, but
maybe he can type it out.
yeah, maybe you can type it out in the chat
maybe
box.
he can type it out.
You
Yeah.
have to try first. That's it. After that, everything.
Yeah, maybe you can type it in the chat box, Waqi. We can't hear you. And I don't do
Try
sign
first.
language.
That's all.
Buy first, do it first, and then you will see the results, right? That's what you're saying, right? So buy first, do it first, and you'll see the results. Joanne and John, what are your last advice to our agents here today?
Okay, for me personally, it's if you're struggling alone in this shift market, please do not feel that you're alone. Can feel free to talk to anyone. You can talk to John and I, where we are looking to expand. So if you're tired of doing sales alone, tired of this battlefield doing by yourself, please feel free to PM us. We are here to help each other out. So yeah.
Right,
John.
Yeah, I think the market is changing. I think every quarter there's different challenges. Be prepared, be creative, always have a new way of thinking how you can help your seller to sell the properties.
Right. So I'm hearing this right now. Don't do things by yourself. Do it in a team. Do something, and don't worry about the outcomes. Do it first, like what Naki is saying. Just do it first. And I do agree to a certain extent. If I go to the market to win market share, when I'm a team of 5 or 7 people versus a single agent, I have a higher chance of winning. The goal in competing for market share today is to put yourself in a position that has the highest chance of winning the market. You have to think like that. When you compete, you got to think about how you can put yourself in a position to win and to win the market, and position yourself the highest chance to win the market. Right. So I imagine if you have a team, or if you go to the clients with listing presentations, say, I need to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, where your competitor is not willing to do anything, you have a higher chance of winning. Yeah. And if you come with a team, look, I got team A doing this, team this doing that, doing this, and we can help you solve your problem, because I'm not the only one. There are 7 of us right now. Yeah. As an owner, I will have a higher chance of securing your services because I have more confidence that you have more resources to help me. The
Mm.
client today are not loyal to us, they are loyal to the standards and the value we offer to them. If you want to win loyalty from your clients, you got to bring the standards and the value that is above everyone else in the market to compete. With that, thank you so much, John, Waqi, and Joanne. Guys, you are learning something from them. Please put in the chat box to thank them and to express your gratitude. Again, we have learned so much from you all today. I hope we could do another session where our internet all set up very well, and then we can do a live session and do this, because I think this is a very, very valuable session. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much all.
Bye.
Bye.